That is a sexy handgun. I'm not gonna lie. What is that thing, man?
This is a new in box Springfield XDS chambered in 45 ACP.
I dig it, man.
Yep, they give you a lot of nice things to go with it once you get it out of the box. It comes with 2 5-round magazines. You can pick up the extra extended 7-round magazine for another about 40 bucks. They'll give you your factory test round, replacement red and green fiber optic sights. There's an Allen key in here somewhere to adjust the holster and magazine holster that it comes with. There's a chamber flag in there, a subpar cable lock, a larger back strap for the 7-round magazine, and a larger back strap for the pistol itself.
Okay, go ahead and pull that out and let's look at the removable back strap section real quick so you can see how that works. It's just like what, an Allen key on
just one pin that you need to tap through.
Oh, it's a roll pin. Okay.
And this is actually the smaller of the 2 back straps.
Okay, and you already switched it out for your purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and look at the features real quick.
The Ambidextrous mag release. There is not an external safety on this. Your 2 safety features, well 3 really, are going to be a grip safety, a safe action trigger similar to a Glock, and a loaded chamber indicator on top, which will raise and give you a tactile indicator and a visual indicator.
Can you see that over your rear sight post?
No.
I was about to say, I don't really.
It is below that. It's invisible as you're looking down the sight line on it.
Okay. Nice. Okay. It does have an accessory rail underneath.
You've got just one slide release and your takedown lever right here.
Okay. Excellent. So what configuration is that? That's the stainless over black? Is that what they call that?
Springfield calls it a bitone. It's a specially coated stainless steel that, from what I've read on it, is actually resistant to corrosion from the acid on your fingerprints.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that should keep it looking nice for many, many years.
Nice. The one thing I did see right off the bat is if you hold the gun right up like this, I like that they wrap the serrations around the top of the gun. If we pull a substandard handgun over here,
very substandard,
and roll it in like a standard Glock here, go ahead and grab that. It's a Glock Gen 4. You can see that the serrations don't wrap over the top. Go ahead and stack it up as far as the size is concerned.
If we put them rear sights together, you can see it's at least a full inch shorter, and the thickness is definitely very, very much thinner on the XDS. Less than an inch thick, and it's only a 3.3 inches barrel. The overall length of it is less than 6 inches. As you can see, it does fit in the palm of my petite little hand pretty well. I've handled it for about a month. There are some pros and cons that I have seen with it just from dry practice and so forth. We'll actually be taking our first shots with it here shortly. But when I first picked this up at the gun shop after looking for it for about 8 months, first thing I realized as I was just checking it out is that it is a little top heavy. The balance on it is not really that great, but that's a characteristic you're going to see when the bottom half of the gun is plastic. The next feature on it that I really, really liked was this nice bright red fiber optic front sight.
And let me get some focus here. Okay, whatever.
And one thing about this sight system that really showed me that they put a lot of effort and a lot of attention to detail into this firearm is that even on the front sight post, there are some serrations there and on the rear to reduce glare. So that's just a really small refinement that they put some thought in.
I can't get the thing to focus. There's not enough light here.
Well,
but
it's there. If you purchase this weapon, you will see that your front sight post is serrated to reduce glare. But one negative thing about these sights is this weapon was purchased for concealed carry, and most bad things are going to happen at night. Since this is a fiber optic front sight, it's dependent on an ambient light source to activate it. And when I tried this out at home in the dark, I basically did not have a front sight. So that is something that we're going to experiment with. Since they do give you a green fiber optic tube with it as well, I'm going to be swapping that out in short order and just see if that little bit lighter color from the green will maybe stand out a little bit at night. But they are very intuitive for daytime shooting, absolutely. The other feature on it that I'm not overly a big fan of is the ambidextrous magazine release. This is kind of a personal preference thing, and it does actually allow you to operate all the controls on the weapon with either hand. But for me, where my hand sits comfortably, if I push that magazine release in, it does push into the top of my middle finger a little bit. It makes it a little bit more difficult to release that.
It binds up a little bit on your person. Yeah, I get you. Cool. All right, man. Well, why don't we go ahead and run a couple magazines through it, and then we'll do a field strip for everybody.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, man, do it.
For a little gun.
Yeah. Dude, look at that thing. Look at all the shit that just piles up on that.
Yeah, it's not so pretty anymore.
I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can sort of see it.
Blued and black, yeah. Looks bruised.
Yeah, it looks like you look, I can wipe it off, man.
Yeah, it's just powder residue. Oh, that's a big round.
Yeah. I'm having focus problems with this camera today. But anyway, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Honestly, it does slap your hand a little bit. The camera will show this better than maybe I can talk about it, but I don't feel like I got a whole lot of muzzle rise out of it. I felt like it stayed pretty low and pretty controlled. You know, here's how I would sum it up. You know, the recoil is manageable, but I would say that it does slap your hand a little bit. It's not really comfortable to shoot. It definitely doesn't hurt, it's more just uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
But I mean, you've got a weapon this size with a 45 ACP.
How's it compare to other micro autos?
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Well, now it's my turn. All right. I don't know if it's just my like ogreishness or what's going on here, but these things load like really easy. These are like even more buttery than 1911 mags, man.
They were pretty tough right out of the box. I did cycle some rounds through them, but after, you know, I would say probably an hour, maybe two of just dry practice, dry cycling rounds through it, they're really easy to load. So they had a little bit of a break-in period, but once that was done, they're really nice.
All right, let's do this thing, man.
You've got to rip it or it will not feed. There you go.
I don't know about that, man. Dude, I can like touch the tip of the barrel.
It's a little guy. I'm a little guy. It's a little guy. Uh-oh. Nothing in the chamber according to the indicator.
Yep, it did not lock back.
Did you ride the release?
No, I did not.
Okay, so we had a slight malfunction. That is dry.
Not so much. I don't really like the I really hate this magazine release. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate this thing.
I wasn't a huge fan.
I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's just placed too high and relative to the bore axis or what. But when I do this, I can't. I'm a big guy. I cannot summon the strength to push that button.
Yeah.
Like this. I have to move
like
my
it was
hand.
Designed intentionally for you to have to camp the firearm to
like
release the magazine.
literally, like I cannot come down and just I can't do it. Like, yeah, okay, I finally got it. But I literally have to slightly rotate my hand to push that in. And maybe it's because you can see that it, like exactly what you said, it's when I hold this weapon, how I hold this weapon, like this, that magazine, or yeah, that magazine release is like kind of on my, it's, and not only is it because of my gloves, but it's bound on my finger.
Yeah.
So.
Now, on a positive note, go ahead and close, take the magazine out. Go ahead and close the slide. Reinsert magazine. Flip it over vertically.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It has
a lot. It has
very good positive magazine release.
I just getting it. Just, I mean, any gun that I have to take and come out of the firing position to do that. Maybe training. I could maybe chalk it up to a training issue. Like I need to like learn to like not hold my finger there. But that's how I intuitively hold all my guns.
The workspace reload technique is definitely something that should be employed with that handgun, I would say.
Yeah, I suppose, but
because it will throw a mag out, no problem. So that is how I have been practicing with it after I noticed the same issues that you just discussed.
Yeah. So let's since
not
we're
sure
here
why
and
it
we're
didn't
empty.
lock back.
Huh?
Not sure why it didn't lock back. I mean, we can't say definitively that you didn't ride the slide release.
Can't. Yeah, you're right. Let's go and break this down real quick. So real quick, if you look, it's to the rear. Magazine must be removed.
Yes.
If you put a magazine in,
it will not let you rotate the takedown lever.
It will not allow you to do this.
Well, don't try.
Mine's up. It's made out of plastic.
It is plastic.
But all you do is rotate that up, drop the slide, pull the trigger, comes right off. You can see it's actually, as far as the polymer is concerned, it's actually pretty thick-walled.
Yes.
And it looks to me, if you compare this to like a standard like Glock construction in here, if you look at it, it's almost like a little bit beefier. It's like they beefed it up because it's smaller or something like that.
It seems like everything is very well reinforced.
Yeah, it doesn't look cheap like a Glock inside. That's what I'm going to say.
Definitely a very robust construction.
Go ahead, I'm going to drop that in there.
What a holster.
Yeah. So you got your double captive recoil spring. Little guy. It's about as long as my thumb. You've got, a pretty thick-walled chamber. Very, very short barrel, obviously, and it's 45, so it's very thin-walled. This will not be fired underwater. You should never fire a 45 ACP barrel underwater because they're so thin-walled. But if you look at the slide, it's fairly well constructed. And I did have a chance to get inside here, and this is the striker is actually the best constructed striker that I've ever seen. And the tolerance is very loose, which I like. Everything on this gun is super tight. I dig that. But at the same time, the striker channel, it's got a lot of play in the striker channel, which I really, really like. Because I think that the one thing that really kills striker-fired guns and makes them prone to failure is the striker channel. That thing is usually milled so precisely that if any kind of grit or obstruction gets in there, then you're done. You're toast. The striker will not reset. However, this one seems to give a little bit of play. I kind of dig that. I don't know if I can flex it right now because it's under tension. I can feel a little flex, but you probably can't see it. But I think it's fairly well constructed. I like it, but once again, like you said, it does snap a little bit. It's got a little bit of muzzle rise. It is a 45 ACP. I feel like this gun would be exceptional in a 9mm chambering, but we obviously don't have one of those on hand today. So why don't we go ahead and take another couple rounds of ammo through it. Maybe we'll get it to fail big time today.
I intend to shoot that until it fails or I run out of ammo, and I brought a lot of ammo. Yeah.
Well,
Trigger does have a really short reset. I really do like this trigger. It's a little spongy, like most striker-fired handguns are, but it's not overly heavy, it's not overly light. It's got a really nice, clean break, too.